Is DaVinci Resolve really about to replace Lightroom? A lot of people think so, and genuinely, I see why. I decided to test it out for myself, so I took out images that I've edited on Lightroom before and reworked them on DaVinci Resolve. And honestly, the results were surprising. In this video, I'm walking you through my step-by-step process, and I'll be giving us some tricks that you can use for both pictures and videos. And at the end of the day, I'll give my honest conclusion. So let's jump right into the video. Let's go. Alright, right from the jump, once you install the DaVinci Resolve 21, you're going to notice that there's a new photo section icon added over here, which is in between your media pool and your cut section. I would go ahead to import my pictures. So I'll import it from here. You can just drag and drop into your media pool. These are the pictures that we are going to be working with today. Hopefully it gives us a nice result. So let's go through it. First thing that I can notice is you can easily preview your pictures from here. You can preview from here, but to actually edit, you have to drag them into this section. Create an album. Now, after doing that, then you can go over to this particular place. Then you can see that now we have raw, we have photo, we even have effects, meaning you can come over here and add your native effects that you have on DaVinci. Some like things that you would usually add in your videos, you can just add them from here and they will show up over here. And you have your file where you see like your metadata, when this was shot, you know, the ISO, shutter speed, and all those details will be over there. So let's just jump right into this particular picture. I would come to this first place and let's go to the raw. Coming over here, you can set your decode settings and you can set your white balance, but I will leave this as it is. You can set your color space and your gamma, but for this, it's a picture that has already been baked with Rec 709, so I wouldn't touch all that. I would simply just come over here and increase my shadows up a bit and maybe bring down my highlights. I wouldn't do a lot on these pictures because I really want to use my color page to actually edit this picture, which is one of the major things that I like about this new update. So if I come to the photo section here, you can even go further to, you know, you can crop your pictures from here. You can do a whole lot of things. You can also make basic adjustment to your lift, gamma, and gain from here also. Just a basic adjustment. But for these pictures, I wouldn't even do a lot here. I want to go right to my color page, because this is where I want to edit these pictures from. Okay, so I'm going to create a new node, and the good part of this is now you can come over here and change this to a list view, meaning you can have your nodes looking like adjustment layers in Photoshop. It's nice if you like that, but ideally I am already used to having my nodes like this. So I just want to create a new node and name it look. I'll name it look because I want to go straight up to creating a look, and I want to go to my HDR color wheels. Let me see how this would actually work on pictures. I'll go to my lights because ideally I want to just make this image warm, like push that sunset vibe from behind. So I'm going to push in some warmth over here. Wow, I really like what's going on. I like how that is really. I'm really going to push this to the extreme because I want to see how far this can go. Then maybe I'll take it towards this. Wow, I already love what I'm getting from here. Okay, I might want to bring down the saturation a bit just to even it out a bit. Then I'll bring down the exposure just to bring those skies details even more. Wow, this looks good. Then I can come over to my highlights. I want to do almost the same thing but a different shade of yellow just to give it some color harmony over there. Yeah, I'm still gonna bring down the exposure really down and bring down the saturation a bit. Bring the saturation a bit. I really like what I'm seeing, and this is just us starting. This looks good. Like using DaVinci tools for pictures, it looks really good. I'll come to my shadows. Let's see if we can also come over here and add maybe a green tint just to fill up the shadows a bit, and also bring down the exposure just to add more contrast. And my dark, I just want to cool off the image around the dark areas. So I'm going to put some blues over there and drop down the exposure. So I already like the look that this is already creating for us. I love what I'm seeing. I would come back to my photo panel because I want to increase my mid-tone details, which is like your clarity in Lightroom. Just pump that up. already we're having a very, very nice look. The next thing that I will try to do here is I'm going to create a new node and I will name this HSL, because in Lightroom, we have HSL, like where we can easily work on our individual colors. But in DaVinci, I will just come over to my color slice, because here we have individual colors also. I just want to work on these blues. I'll come back to the blue and maybe bring down the saturation a bit and take it towards the cyans just to give it a better color harmony. I'll also increase the density a bit just to make it darker. Wow, I love what we're having. I want to enhance those reds also, maybe bump up the saturation a bit and increase the density. This is looking fire, I won't even lie. This is looking really, really good. Maybe bring down the saturation a bit though. Let me see. Before and after. This looks good. This already looks good. One last thing that I will do is maybe I'll create a couple of parallel nodes. Now you can easily create a parallel node by just coming over here and just click on this as many times as you want. And if you want a layer node, then you can click on this other one over here. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. But for this, I want to work with parallel nodes. Probably 2 is fine. Actually, we don't need much on this. I just want to come over to my power windows and add a circular window here. I just want to make around his face a bit brighter. I'll come over here and just bump this up a bit for now. I'll also come over to my primary color wheels, maybe just bring down the lift, but I'm going to raise up the midtones and add a bit more mid details over there. Let's see. This is already looking good. I'll feather it out. We put it there. So before and after, I think I want to even go a bit higher on my global, just a bit, just to pop it up a bit. Yeah, and the good part about this is because this is DaVinci native tools, I can put all this in one compound node and even go ahead to see what I just did. Then I can reduce the whole opacity of this and say, okay, I don't want this to be a lot. Let's do 0.5. And this is already a very sweet look. But I'm going to leave it as it was. It really looks good. Maybe I will go back and decompose this node. I want to make that sky a bit darker. I'll just come over to my highlights and just bring that down. Somewhere around there is actually good. Then I want to add one more parallel node just to work with my curves. Put on my editable splines and just bring this down a bit, just slightly. Bring it down a bit. Yo, this is really, really good. I love what I'm having. This is really nice. Let's try something else. Let's try it on this other picture. What we can do is, I'm going to try to create a still. And this is the reason why I think I may like this, but there are some things that I prefer in Lightroom, which I will talk about, but I like what I'm having so far. I'm going to create a still and let us go to this next picture and let's apply this look on it. Wow. Okay, I'm going to turn all this off. Let's see what we have. If I go to my look, wow, this already looks good. I won't even lie. I'll come back here and let me work on the exposure levels. I'm going to work on the shadows, raise it up a bit, raise up the shadows a bit. The highlights can go down. Wow. If I come back to my HDR, maybe I want to change the hue of this particular shade, bring it down, let me take it towards this area. Yeah, it shouldn't look so pronounced on this particular one. Bring down the exposure. I really like what we're having. This really looks good. This looks good. HSL worked on the blues. If I come over here and adjust this particular node, yeah, doesn't look bad. I'm gonna bring this down a bit, not so much. This already looks good. For this picture, I don't think I would need this. I don't think I would need all that. I'm just gonna use what we have here. This looks good. This really looks good. I want to affect these grains that I'm seeing over here. So I will come back to my HSL node and I'll go to my color slice. I'll go back to my color slice and work on the grains Let's see. Yeah, just bring down the saturation a bit, like way down, and take the tint towards the yellows, over there, somewhere there. This really looks good. Now if we were to even compare this side by side, and we can see that we're having this. I like it. Now let's try other pictures. I'm going to import some other pictures. Let's do this ones and this one also. We're going to import these pictures in here. First thing we're going to do, let's go and work on the basic corrections for this one. So for this image, I was very intentional about the colors that I was using, so I really don't want to change the temperature a lot. But what we can do is I would go over to my tints just to give it a little more balance. I'm going to try to take this towards this area. That's good. Let's see, shadows. Open up my shadows. Yeah, I really want to do this. Shadows, highlights can go down. I'll just try to tweak my temperature a bit until I get a better balance. Maybe somewhere around there is better. And my tint. And this is the good part about having a software that can edit raw. It can just make this, changes that will be hard if you are working on JPEG. But so far so good. This can be done in Lightroom. I won't even lie, these are basic things that can be done on Lightroom. The only advantage that I'm seeing over Lightroom right now is because I can use these native tools that I'm already used to on video. I can easily use it there, and that is just the game changer right now that I'm noticing right from using this now. Okay, I'll come over to this photo section, maybe increase up shadows a bit, not so much, and I will jump right straight into the color page because this is where I really want to see what can be done with this. Okay, and right from the bat, I'll create a new node, and I'm just going to go to creating a look. I can fix up the other things later, and I like using my HD arrow. So let's see what can be done on this. Now behind, I want to try to enhance the color of light coming from behind her. I'm just going to try to replicate the exact colors that I have there, which are around the oranges, somewhere around there. Okay, but I want to bring down the exposure from here, and also the saturation. Just bring it down. Let's see, before and after. Okay, good. For shadows, maybe I just want to cool it off a bit. Also this way, I'm just going to cool it off a bit. It's already looking good. One thing I may want to do is I will come back to my lights and maybe increase the exposure a bit and come over here and open that up a bit so it doesn't affect her skin too much. Yeah, maybe open it up a bit. That looks good. Generally, I'll create one more node. Let's just work on HSL for this one again. Let's just try to tweak the colors a bit. If I come to my color slice, I want to tweak that blue a bit. Maybe bring down the saturation of the blues just to make her look a little bit brighter. Also open up the density even more. This is really good. So I'm sure if I come over to my skin tones and I work on this, yeah, I thought as much it will be affecting the background, which is quite fine. I'm just going to increase the saturation there, maybe bring down the density over there, and also tweak the colors towards change the hue. Now let's see if we can do some little touch to our skin. I doubt, but let's see if we can do that. What we'll do is I'm going to create a new node, and rather I would make this a parallel node, and I'll come over here and let's see if I can select her skin. I'm going to click this way, Shift H. Let's see if we can make a selection to her skin. Let's see, clean black, clean whites, going to blur the radius a bit and go to denoise and also denoise that. So Shift H. Now what I'm going to do is this, because it selected other areas, I'll also come to my power window and create a new power window so that it just affects her skin. Okay, Shift H, done. I'll come over here now and let's see. I just want to reduce the mid details. Let's see if we can turn that down. Okay, let's see. Doesn't look bad, but I wouldn't want to go that low, so let's go somewhere around there. Then I also come to my blur and just add a bit of sharpness also to our skin. So it just gives a good balance. I'll come over here and just add some crop. We can come over here and try to crop this image. Okay, let's try to add some crop to this. Let's put 4:5. Let's crop it up somewhere around there. Should be a fire post for your Instagram. Wow. Okay, let's go back to this shot. For this shot also, I was very intentional about using these colors. I'm just going to balance it up. So all we're going to do is raise up the shadows a bit, somewhere around there. Raise up the shadows a bit, or rather let's work from the raw, because it works quite better from there, especially when you're working on raw pictures. So I'm just going to raise up the shadows from here. Yeah, this works better. Raise up shadows and bring down the highlights. Yeah, I don't want to do a lot here. Maybe bring down the tint just to have a better color balance. And I'm done with this. That looks good. I'll come over to my color page, and once again, let's create a look. I will name this look. For this particular look, I don't want to do a lot because I want to keep it almost the way it was. So I will go over to my color whopper. I want to pick this particular red. I want to try to change the colors maybe towards a different shade of red. Yeah, somewhere around here is nice. Now, if you don't know how to use the color whopper, it is quite easy. You just pick a color. Now, if you take it to the left or the right, those are just changing the hue. If you take it upwards or downwards, it's just changing the intensity of that particular color. All right, so for this one, I'm just going to pick the color and take it towards the left. Let's see. I like the shade of red, and I'll just bring it down a bit to reduce saturation. And yeah, I like what I'm having. Maybe also work on the blues. I just want to bring down the saturation of the blues a bit, somewhere around there. Looking good. This already looks good, but let's try something else. I'm going to turn this off and create a new node, and let's name this look 2. In this one, we're going to use our HD arrow and go over to my lights. I just want to add a bit more warmth over there, but at the same time, I'm going to bring down the exposure. Okay, and for my shadows also, I would want to add some warmth over to my shadows. I'm going to add some warmth there. Yeah, it's giving it a more even balance. And I'll cool my darker areas a bit. Yeah, somewhere around there is not bad. I'll go over to my highlight because I want to have a different shade of yellow over here. So I'm going to push some yellows over here. Let's see if that's working. Is it working? Okay, it is, but not so much. I'm going to push it in, then I'll come over here and try to tweak until we can see the effect. Oh, now it's affecting his top. Maybe I want to take it out a bit. Now, somewhere around there. Yeah. If I combine these two looks, we'll have something like this. But ideally, I think I like the very first one. I'm going to reset this and just pick the reds again and take towards the opposite direction and bring it down. Bring it down. Somewhere around there looks good. Yeah, looks good. I'll create one more node and quickly create a parallel node. Let's just try to even up the exposures. I'm going to come over here, create a gradient, expand this quickly, Shift H, so you see what you're doing. Expand. You can come over here and increase your offset. Okay, somewhere around there. Let's see, before and after. Oh, we are working on the wrong layer. I'll come over here and inverse this. Good. So I just want to raise up the exposure down there and bring down the lift a bit. So before and after, that looks really good. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good. Over here, I would add my curves, editable splines, make sure it's on. I'm just going to bring this down a bit, just to bring this down, add more density down there. Maybe bring this over here too. Yeah, so I like what we have there. Let's try this whole process on one more picture and let's see what we're going to get. I will put this picture. So I'll come over here. I just want to raise up the shadows a bit on my raw, raise up the shadows a bit, maybe somewhere around there. Exposure, I'm going to raise it up a bit also. All right, somewhere around there is fine. Then I'm going to add my mid detail, which is like your clarity. I'm going to bump that up a bit. Then let's create a look. So create a new node. I'm gonna name this look, and I'm still gonna be using my HDR. So quickly, I want this to look warm, it should look playful, it should look hopeful. So that warm vibe, that's something I want to get. So I'm going to go to my shadows and just push those warmth into the shadows first of all to enhance that look. So if I come over here and push warmth into the shadows, we are already getting there just by doing that. That's already looking good. Then I'll come back to my light and just do the inverse. I'll put some blues just to cool it down a bit. Put some blues over there just to cool it down a bit, but not so much. That looks good. Then maybe I want to bring down the exposure of those blues down there. Already I've gotten that feel that I want. I just want to enhance it by working on these grains that I'm seeing here. So I'm going to create a new node and I'll call this HSL. Then I'll come over to my color slice. I want to work on these grains. Where's the grains? Yeah, grains over here. Increase saturation of the grains. Let's see. Yeah, increase saturation of the grains, but I want to take it towards the yellows. Okay, now you can do this with this, or you can also just, let me create another node. You can also just come to your color warper and just pick that particular shade of grain and try to tweak it to what you want. So I want it to be towards the yellows, but not so saturated. So somewhere around there. Let me bring it down a bit. So before and after, I like what I'm having. If I go back to my HSL, I think I would be more satisfied if I bring down the density. I'm just gonna raise it up so it looks more dense over there. Easy peasy. My reds over here, I want to bump up the saturation a bit and also increase the density to make it a bit darker. Then I may just add one more node and I will call this my radial. So I'll come over to my power windows. Now we can do this in several ways, but I can just pick up this, create a selection. Okay, feather this out. Then I will inverse this, then come over here and just bring the exposure down. Okay, so we have more focus towards them. Just gonna bring this down. I'm even going to feather this even more. I think we went way too far with this exposure, so I'm going to open it up a bit. That's way too much. Open it up. I'm going to open up my lift a bit. This is a very nice process. Like, I would even lie, I am enjoying doing all this with DaVinci. Yeah, so before and after, this looks good. So before and after. I like the result that I've been able to get from color grading pictures on DaVinci. I genuinely love the result, especially this particular set. I really do love the result. Can you get something similar on Lightroom? Obviously, yes, I have gotten something similar like this on Lightroom. My only concern about this is, will I be able to edit professionally with this? I am not so sure because it's not really compatible with my retouching software, and that may be a slight issue. Except you have to export as a TIFF file, then go over to retouch, then export. It just depends. But since this is still a beta version, I'm sure they still have some things that they would want to fix. But for a filmmaker that just want to color grade their pictures, bro, this is more than enough. I won't even lie to you, this is more than enough. And it is free. I think that's a plus. It's free for now though. Only God knows if they release this and it's no longer free. But for now, this is free. So yeah, you can tell me in the comment section what you think about this and let me know which of these are your favorite pictures.